All right, we're on. We're live, baby.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, here we go. Week 2, man. How you feeling? How you living? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm taking it easy. It was a long Monday. Dude, the Mets had 2 off days this week. That's brutal. Monday and Thursday.
So it's funny because I'm doing that with the Yankees today. I'm going Monday and Friday.
Oh
Yankees
my
are
god.
right. They play the Phillies Saturday, Sunday, which is nice, but still.
Robert Manfred, if I ever get my hands on you, I'm arresting you for war crimes for having a team get off on a Friday. Are you kidding me? A Friday night off, dude? Come on.
Brutal. I mean, there's a lot of reasons you want to put your hands on Robert Manfred. Let's be honest.
We don't have to go into that, man. I don't want to incriminate myself. But
all right, hey, coming at everybody, man. Coming off of a 10-month layoff last week was our first week back. I just want to say shout out to RJ. He definitely handled the weight. Last week he won the most races out of the 13. He did an excellent job. A highlight for us came in races 8 and 9. Okay, in race 8, RJ gave everybody a $16.80 winner for $2. Okay, so if you're following along, that's $16.80 for 2. So if you were somebody like us and you put a wager for $20 on this horse, $16.80 pays you $168 for $20, which is that's great value right there. Coming back in race 9, I gave you a $13.40 winner for $2. So again, for 20, that's $134. So back-to-back races in races 8 and 9, we gave you $302 worth of value for $40. That's $40. That's if you wanted to do it. Now, if you're your average, day-to-day gambler, you spend $4. All right, you picked up over 30 on $4. That's also awesome. Good for you. Another thing I want to shout out with those 2 races back to back, the 8-9 double races 8 and 9 with our 2 horses to win was $70 for $1. So that means you're getting back I think it was 70-40. So you're getting back 140.80 for $2 for $1 double. They're a $2 double with our picks in races 8 and 9. That's really the value that we're looking to give people here. I know RJ can speak on that. As somebody who hit the Belmont Stakes, he hit the exacta?
No, trifecta. I hit the
trifecta. Yep.
We had Essential Quality winning my horse Hot Rod Charlie, which I was pretty vocal about liking the horse just because, like you said, JK said horses just freak. I liked this horse just a freak, but the horse that freaked was actually Essential Quality with a great come from behind win. And then I had to top that off, I had Rumbauer in my box. I boxed it, which means I paid a little extra just to have all of them together. So no matter what happens, they go first, second, or third, I win. And I won a pretty penny. I doubled my money last week. So if you were following along with us, I think you made some money, which is exactly what you should have. We're trying to do.
Yeah, you should have. And like we said, we have we had a couple chalky, victories. We had a couple 240s, 280s. We had a couple 440s. We had some chalky prices, but like we said, we pick up the chalk, man. If there's a winning horse, we're gonna find value, whether it's in doubles, exactas, triples. It's just the way we like to make things work, right?
Yes, sir.
So, as far as weather-wise, I mean, like everything else, we could not have asked for a better week 1. I mean, Belmont Stakes was beautiful. It was a competitive day of racing. We had so many stakes races. We got spoiled. I mean, week 2, there's when you open up on Belmont Stakes Day, that you can't make up for it in week 2. It's just it's automatically going to be a lesser day. So, with that being said, this second week, we have 10 races. We have 1 stakes race. But we have a lot of interesting allowance, maiden, and claiming races that the top owners, trainers, pretty much pedigree in the country is putting out some really good first-timers in these maiden races. I mean, you find in 90,000 maiden races, you find some of the best racers for tomorrow in these races. So I know right off the bat, in race 1 here, both of us, this is a $28,000 claiming race going 6 furlongs on the dirt. So just to jump into race 1, both of us kind of were on the fence with this one. RJ went 8-1-6-2. I went 1-6-8-4. I like the 168 trifecta box for both RJ and myself for this race. This I thought, and RJ can speak on it. I thought the first race was a little tough. Going 6 furlongs, not knowing much. Again, $28,000 claimers, 16 non-claimers. This was a tough race to kind of dive into on the first race. What'd you think, RJ?
I think there's two horses to beat. I think the 8 Iova with Luis Cardenas on the saddle, and then the 1 predetermined, like you said, with Saez on the saddle there. I think those are the horses to beat. So I'm going to do an 8-1 boxed exacta here. I really like those. I also like the long shot at Hey It's Tati with Omar Moreno. It might, and 6 Tenderness, Jose Lascano. I like those horses, but those horses, I may place, but I think the winner here is either going to be Iova or predetermined. But I do want to just jump back for a week. The thing that I think is helping us is we started with the Belmont Stakes. Those are some tough races to pick. These are going to be maybe a little bit easier for us, but last week was tough and we pulled through with some tough weeks. So, I think we got started on the right note.
Absolutely. And to clarify for everybody, especially your avid horse racing fan, nothing's easy in this sport, man. Nothing is easy in this sport. But RJ is 100% correct. I mean, you go off of a week where you have 9 stakes races. I mean, 8 graded 1 stakes races, and you are just trying to comb through for every little detail, every little workout, every little fraction, every little number that separates the winner that you're looking for. And here in these races, it's easier to find your top 4 for sure. It's hard to pick one. It's hard to pick one in anything. We all know that from any sport. I mean, NFL, NBA, MLB, whatever sport you're playing, it's hard to pick one winner in a contest. And that's what we're doing. But, what's beautiful about horse racing is that we're doing it across multiple contests. And, there's 20 minutes in between each race. So you lose race 1, guess what? You got 1 minute to get over it because the next race is already counting down. So we're getting into race 2 here. This is a race I love. I love race 2. $90,000 maiden special weight, man. We're jogging out some horses here. Peter Brandt, I want to start off with the 2. This isn't my top choice. My top choice is the 6. Absolute Courage, Jose Ortiz, Shug McGahee, Cortland Farms. I like all of it. But getting into it, we're going to go numerical order here. The 2, Miles D, Joel Rosario, Peter Brandt, Chad Brown. Very good connections. They're tossing out a horse, okay, that they bought for $470,000. Number four, Southern Flag. Junior Alvarado, this is RJ's top pick. I'll let RJ talk more about Southern Flag. This is my second choice here. I'm going to skip to number 5, Beatbox. Javi Castellano, Chad Brown. 3 Chimneys Farm. Okay, they paid $2.1 million for this horse, this 5 horse. $2.1 million. You can get him at 6-1. Okay, so there's no way, looking at this field, there's no way, looking at the asking prices, you can leave a horse that they paid $2.1 million for. My first choice landed on the 6. Like I said, Absolute Courage. They paid $800,000 for that horse at Keeneland, compared to 2.1 mil. Somebody knows something about this 5 horse. The morning line doesn't mean much. I don't go by the morning line. You know how it is. You got to see where the money lies.
They know.
What do you think?
They know. I think that's one of the trickier things, especially with these races, is that there's going to be a lot of last minute money on the horses. So they're not worried about those lines get thrown out the window right before 6 minutes, right? And then when the race starts, then we'll see, oh, it moved from a 6-1 to a 2-1 real quick, or it moved from a 6-1 to a, whatever. That happens all the time. I wouldn't be surprised by it. I like Absolute Courage, the 6 horse with Saez. There's something about that horse. Claude McGahee, he's a great trainer.
You did, I'll give you credit there. You did tell me that my top pick, the 6, was a good horse, but before you get into the 6, I really want to know what your top pick, the 4 here, Southern Flag. I want to know what you thought about this horse compared to Absolute. Like, why did you land on the 4 versus the 6 here?
I like his speed figs. I like his speed figs. He's fast early. He's fast late. Doesn't really have a jumping off point. probably would be a winner if he didn't, I'm going to curse here. He didn't shit the bed his first time out. Mott, his trainer, William Mott, has a 16% strike race with second-time runners. I think it's a shot to take. I like Junior Alvarado on the horse. I think Junior Alvarado races better. Actually, to jump off on another tangent here, Junior Alvarado has a lot of good horses this week. I don't know what God struck down on him and decided to give him all beautiful horses this week, but he's got some good ones in Southern.
Want to know my theory?
Mm-hmm.
My theory is that he's taking over all Johnny V's mounts because Junior Alvarado is a very good jockey. Johnny V is out. He's racing across the pond. He's doing his thing overseas because it's a big weekend over there. They're doing their whole circuit. He chose to go over there. I love Johnny. You know me. I love me some Johnny V. Happy for him. He's going to chase a lot of money across the pond. Yeah. Junior Alvarado, though, capitalizing the most out of him leaving because he's picking up some really good mounts. Because if Junior Alvarado isn't riding this four, let's hypothetically say Irad lands on this 4 horse. This horse isn't 8-5. This horse is 3-5.
Yeah,
2-5
for sure. And I think it takes a couple races for some horses to get it. To understand the true the true nature of the race. He ran well last time. Horse ran well last time, so I'm not too worried. I'm using the he interchangeably, but I have conviction in this horse. I think that it's going to show up finally, what they were waiting for, and I think it gets off the snide here. And I think if Alvarado has a good trip, a mile on the dirt, I think he could do it.
And before we move on to race 3, one other thing I'd like to touch on because you mentioned it is you're right. The biggest thing that I personally look for in maiden races, especially maiden races like this, is experience. You have horse 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that all have race experience in this field. The only horse that hasn't raced in a field yet is the 1. Now, the 1 could win the race because Luis Ayes, Todd Pletcher, Vindictive, very good horse. But in maiden races, I prefer a horse that has already felt the gate. They've already felt what it feels like when the gate doors open and they got to get their ass out of there and get going. That's what I believe to be the difference in maiden races is horses that know how to do that versus horses that don't.
You want me to give you one little tidbit about Vindictive? Vindictive has 3 siblings that have won $3 million for Todd Pletcher in stakes races. I think the biggest thing about these races, these are races where the trainers and the owners are like, I need this horse to prove it to me that it's ready to go. So we're going to see some stars. We're going to see some stars that are going to race in stakes races soon that are coming up. And that's what I like. It's like watching some gritty horse racing. And I'm pretty excited for it.
Absolutely. And that's what we were talking about earlier too. We're in some of these maiden races today, man, we're seeing tomorrow's stars. And Vindictive could be one of them. And I know there's some races that we're looking to head to here on the card, maiden races specifically, where some of these owners and trainers, they're sending out the cream of the crop. They're sending out their best 2-year-olds, their best 3-year-olds. These are the horses that are going to compete for the Breeders' Cup. They're going to compete for the Travers. They're going to compete for the Whitney, the Diana. Whatever races you want this summer, this is where you need to be. Is New York. It's big racing, it's big money, and these are. You got a $2.1 million horse in a $90,000 race. You don't get that anywhere else but New York. You don't get that anywhere else. All right, race 3, RJ. This is the race I want you to talk to me about. I know why you want to talk to me about it. So let's hear it.
Well, we're going on the dirt, 1 mile. We got a claimer. Not a bad race. There's 2 horses that are coupled. At the 1, we got Daddy Knows and Legit. I've got it going 3, 1, 1A, and then I got the 6 horse Dumph. Right? My best bet though is the 3, and we got the 3. We got Jose Ortiz on the 3. We got a horse that is bad early and fast late. And I think Jose Ortiz knows how, to slow it up, likes to slow it up, keep the pay. And then, when we need to start going, we're going to start taking it out. Dump, he won the first 2 starts of his career. He's just 2 for 27 since. That to me, that could be a winner there. There's a lot of horses in this race. If they win, I think it'll be because of their jockey. Because we got Rosario on Dump. He's 2 for 27. But if Rosario decides, hey, we're going to put this horse in action today, it's going to make it tough for him. It's going to make it tough for that field. I think it's a very short field. I think it's only going to be a 3-horse, 2-horse race. So for me, I picked the number 3, Publius Sirius, because he's an orator. He's a rhetorician that he's named after. The end justifies the mean. That's his big saying. And I think the end bet for me will be justified by the means of he's the best horse out here. And he's ridden by the best jockey in the field. And I think in a race, in a claiming race where, the margin of error in a claiming race, the margin of error is so slim. So slim. Publius Sirius, he's a funny horse. He made the first 18 starts of his career on grass, some success, 2-time stake winner, grade 3 place surface, but he seems to be better on the dirt. He's doing well on the dirt. He's picking it up a little bit. He's dropping. I like that a lot about the horse. He's dropping in class. So I think that'll give him a little bit of a shot. And he's got the jockey on him that's going to push the pace and that's going to want to win the race. And he's going to know that he can win the race. And, that's how I feel about race 3. Give me your thoughts a bit.
Race 3 is, it's real funny because I like your horse a lot. What steered me away from your horse was the fact that Jose is hopping on for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So that scared me a little bit.
Okay.
But in contrary to that, the horse that I ended up on is also getting a jockey for the first time. So for me here, this is a very tough race. I thought this is one of the toughest races on the card. So what I did was I took my top pick, being the 7, Hammer and Aimer, and I boxed them with RJ's best bet of the day, the 3-horse. So for me here, I'm doing a $10 exacta box, cost me 20, 3-7, and I'm hoping it comes 3-7 or 7-3, and that's it. I'll see you in race 4, because I just think that the 3 and the 7 are pretty much the same. I think for me, the 3-horse, you're getting Jose. I like that. You're getting a late kick. Again, real quick plug, where we get all our figures, DRF bets, drf.com, daily racing form. We get everything we're giving you, we're getting right from their program. So it's, it's awesome. It's accessible. It's easy. drf.com, DRF bets, get everything you need at dailyracingform.com. So with that being said, Daily Racing Form has the 3-horse with the best late kick in the race. And on a mile on the dirt, I like horses coming from the back. So I think there's a chance that my 7 takes the lead, goes early, goes quick, and your 3 runs them down in the end. What I'm hoping is the 7 hangs on for second.
Yep.
I'm hoping in my head, I'm hoping this comes 3-7 across the wire. If I'm lucky, 7-3, only because the 7 is going to be a higher odd horse than the 3. The 3 is, based on early projections, looking at the race, the 3 is going to be the favorite.
I think it'll be even. I think it'll be even money by the time the race.
I'm hoping you get 8-5. I think there's a shot at 9-5. I'm hoping you get 8-5. Even money, maybe. You're right. You could be right. 8-5, 9-5. I think you're in that realm as well. So the third race, though, again, like we said, even though this isn't like last week where we had all those graded stakes races, there's so much good racing across this card. So much good racing. Race 4.
Ready to go to race 4? Yeah.
Race 4. Let's do it. What What do you want to tell me about race 4?
Well, we got some foreign horses. I like the 5 Big Everest out of Great Britain. We got Rosario on the mount. Then we've got Realm of Law, the 7. He rallied over 6 furlongs in a pretty good debut behind a good horse that's already won a grade 3 stakes race. So that's a lot of the horses this week are runners up in races where other horses have come up to be winners in some stakes races, which is, that's what you want to see, right? I mean, you really want to see that's the thing about horse racing is the quality of the loss or the quality of the position. Hey, he finished second, but the guy that finished first, hey, he won a stakes race. Okay, so now we know that this race, this horse gave him some trouble. So yeah, the 7 Realm of Law ridden by Jose Ortiz. Then we got the number 1 Deferred Taxes. I think it's got a Castellanos on his horse. Well backed.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Well backed in both starts. Got second both times. So maybe a horse that likes to sit a little bit too much. And then we got the 4. I like the 4 Bunker Hill. It's the long shot in this race, and it's got Saez on the mount. But it's a Barkley tag trainer. It's got good late pace. The horse's pace in this race kind of turned me off. There's not a lot of horses with that good pace. Maybe the 2 Newsworth. He's got Jay Alvarado on it. He's got an early of 110, but a lot of these horses are going to get pushed a little bit. We're going to see some pushing out of this one. I would like to see. I like the Deferred Taxes because it's Chad Brown, Clairvich Stables. I mean that's a winner. Clairvich Stables, Chad Brown, the New York Special right there. That's going to be I think that horse will be in the money for sure. That's the only guarantee I make is I think the 1 is in the money at some point.
So I landed on the 1, and personally I landed on the 1 because he ran a $21,000 maiden special weight. He did it on a mile on the turf, came in second by 2.5 lengths to the Right Stuff. Okay. He was the beaten favorite that day. All right, so the horse ran well. What'd they do? They stepped him up in class. $76,000 maiden special weight next time out. Came in second by 3 lengths to a credit. Okay, again, beaten favorite. I don't love that, but what did they do in the distance? They went a little longer. Okay, they went from a mile to a mile and a 16th. They're cutting back to a mile here, where he ran arguably his best race, and now he's getting Anthony Gallardo to Hall of Famer Javi Castellano for Chad Brown, Clairvich Stables. Like you said, the connections all make sense. Everything makes sense. I love the 1 here. I'm going to play the 1 to win, but in my opinion, you can't leave the 7 off the ticket because the 7 Realm of Law. The way I look at this race, this is a Chad Brown exacta because the 7, okay, the 7 horse is live. You get Jose Ortiz, you get Chad Brown, and you get Judd Mott Farms. So if you look at a program and you think, oh, Clairvich Stables, you have to also say, oh, Judd Mott Farms. They push out just the cream of the crop. These are young horses. These are horses looking to break their maiden. And they didn't spend money on these horses if they weren't going to win. So for me, I like the 1 to win, but a 1-7 exacta box is what I'm playing here. I do really, really like the 5 as well. So with me having a little bankroll, I would play the 1-5-7 triple box. So I'm playing the 1 to win, 1-7 exacta, 1-5-7 triple box. That's kind of what we're looking at, right? Right? Is that what you feel?
Yeah, I'm getting a 1-5-7 triple, and then the triple box or trifecta box, and then I'm going to do a 1-5-7-4 superfecta and a 1-5-7-4 trifecta as well. See if Saez comes in and messes up. Maybe he runs the 5 down, or runs the 7 down. I don't want to be stuck. I love Saez on that long shot. There's been so many, and my winner last week was a Saez horse. that $16 winner. I love the way that he runs. I love the way he runs because he's always going to stay with it. And it's always that late turn, that final furlong that pushes it out. And
yes, sir. Absolutely.
This is, these races are going to be competitive. It's funny because on all my notes, I have great race, great race, great race, great race. And then the next
and these are the best jockeys in the country. These are the best jockeys in the country. I don't care what anybody says right now at this time of the year, Belmont Stakes and Saratoga between June and September have the best jockeys on this planet. Hands down, there's no questions. It is what it is, man. It's the most money. Most money's up for grab in these races. So spilling into race 5, okay? This is an interesting race for me. I have it 3-2-5-7. You have it 9-3-2-5. So before we dive into it, together here, I thought it was interesting that my first 3 is 3-2-5, and your last 3 is 3-2-5. So talk to me about the 7 and the 9 here. Why did you land on the 9? Where I landed on the 7.
I think I went through the 9 here because we got Junior Alvarado again on a good horse, a horse that wants to run a bit. What is it? 6% is the 9 horse here.
Yes,
I like the way it's been improving every time.
Mike Maker too. Mike Maker can't ever knock Mike Maker.
Every time it improves, it switches. It improves a bit. Soft pace last time, but a new top figure. Every time he comes out, he races a bit better than he did the last time. So I'm hoping that Alvarado gives this horse the right kick. But, it's really funny because if I see that you've picked the same numbers that I've picked, that means I'm locking in those horses. So there's going to be a 9. I'm going with a bigger bankroll here because it is such a good race and it's so close. I'm going a 9-3-2-5-7, either a try box or a superfecta box because there's a lot of money to be. Dude, Rosario's running a 10-1 horse here, and Bourbon Bay, who I've got it written down here, is a bad luck Larry. Probably should have some winners already.
Yes. Well, I could not have explained number 5 better than you just did. Bad luck, Larry. This horse is kicked at the gate, dueled wide, pinched, pushed. This horse has had everything wrong to it.
Just can't catch a break. Man.
Absolutely.
But there's no, I'm going for the little bit of the more of the surprise here, but there's no chance that I'm not having the 7, the 9, the 3, the 2, the 5 in some sort of play, because that's the bread and butter for me. That's the bread and butter, is getting those 2 horses or 3 horses that finish very close. So I don't think you can go wrong in this race. It's going to be a super competitive race. We got a mile, so we're going to go for a while. I think it ends wire to wire. Or I think it ends, 2 horses down to the wire. I know you're feeling bad because you got Jackie's Warrior got nabbed last week, right at the head. But I think we're gonna go through it again. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It's just because my best bet got run down too last week. So, No, man. That was. Whew.
Listen,
Remember when I texted you though? Remember when I texted you? I was like, man, can't catch a goddamn break.
Not a break. One thing I will say, okay, and this is I want to give a big shout out to my dad here because he made me the way I am. I got a superstition with numbers, okay? So when I look at race 5, I see that I have 3-2-5-7. RJ has 9-3-2-5. The commonality there is we both have 3-2-5. So what I'm going to do here in race 5 is I'm going to hammer an exacta box 2-3-5. That's happening. The way we have it, okay, I got the 7 as my 4th choice. You have the 9 as your first choice. I like the 9 as well. I think the 9's a good horse, but I got to do 3-2-5 just based on us linking there in exact order.
No, it's funny because if you look at the last week's picks, if I have a pick I think I had like a 4-5-3-1 last week, and you had 6-4-3-1. Well, who wins the 6?
Exactly.
If we're there, if we've both settled on a horse, and this is the thing, we don't pick these horses together. Dylan inputs his horses, and then I input mine. There's no
Yeah,
influence going on.
We don't even talk about the card together until we come live at everybody on these videos, man. Like RJ said, there's weeks where RJ puts his picks in first, I put mine in after. There's weeks where I put mine in first, he puts his after. We never talk about each race together until after we both make our independent decisions, because that's how much we trust each other, man. We trust each other. Just like last week, he gave you a $16 winner. I gave you a $13 winner the race after. That is just the way we work together, man. I trust him to lay out some bangers, and he trusts me to lay out the same. And that's just what we're looking to do here in race 2.
Yeah, man.
Week 2.
I write mine down on notes, and then we'll go to the document, and I'll see, oh, hey, this is what he likes. And then that's how we figured, hey, there's money to be made, because if we're making the same, we're not the sharpest tools in the shed, but hey, when the figures keep coming after each other, even our little brains can figure that one out. So but you want to jump to race 6 here?
Race 6, man. This is my race of the day. It's a $90,000 maiden special weight going 1 1/16 mile on the turf. Okay. This is my race of the day for one reason and one reason only. It's a $90,000 maiden special weight going the distance. In this 5-horse, my best bet of the day, Infinite Potential. Get Chad, you get Klarovich Stables, you get Javi Castellano. Okay, go ahead and peek into the fractions. You got a horse that has experience. He raced 7th to 3rd. All right, so he's got a little bit of a late kick, but he gives you the experience. So he's coming into a race where he's raced this distance before, 1 1/16 on the turf at Belmont. Came in 3rd. Like I said, got the experience, closed well. Second time off the layoff. I think this is your horse of the day. I think he romps the field. I think he shows a devastating turn of foot. And I think that after tomorrow, after Saturday, after week 2, we're looking at Infinite Potential the same way we looked at Newspaper of Record. That you heard it here first. Newspaper of Record, your favorite horse last year, RJ, your favorite horse last year on the turf at a distance. I love that horse. You're looking at a similar pedigree here, I think, in this 5 Infinite Potential. I think this is a horse that is bred to go long on the grass and close on the grass. So at the top of the stretch in the 6th race, when you're looking and you're like, oh man, the 8 horse can't be caught. Keep an eye out for the 5 in the red and white KS silks coming down the middle of the track like a bat out of hell, because that's exactly what's going to happen here in this 6th race.
Can I be honest with you?
Yes, sir.
I like it too. I think it's one of my favorite horses. I have it as the winner as well. I honestly, there's only one horse I think probably can stay with them. Actually, 2 horses. I think the 7 Now Used Can't Leave, but they both raced in the same race and the 5 dominated. So we've already seen them be together. And, I like Franco, but he's no Javier Castellano. And, Angelo, it's now a Pletcher. It's now a Pletcher horse. But it's only had a good debut at 7 furlongs. We're talking about, we're going a mile and some change here. So, we've got a horse at 5 that's been in the money. And, I'm super excited. I think we got a chance to have a big winner here, and I'm going to put, this is the one horse that I'm going to not have an exacta on. I just got the 5 to win. Really, I just got the 5 to win, because I think that really is the horse to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we dive into an exacta, I just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to pitcher Jacob deGrom, who just hit a 2-run single to give the Mets a 3-0 lead over the Padres, because, not only does the man have the lowest ERA in baseball right now, but he also mashes at the plate. So pitchers are athletes too. Shout out Jacob deGrom, the best we've seen.
He's only hit one college home run as a shortstop at Stetson. He hit it off of Chris Sale. So
off of Chris Sale.
So this kid's a stud. Blake Snell, smell you later, kid. Take a long shower. The fact that they brought you in after 5, it's a disgrace. But I haven't been able to watch the game, but it's been cool. I've been like sitting back, and then when you turn your head, I know that something has happened, and then you were rounding. I was like, let's go!
Yankees. For everybody watching the video tonight, Yankees are off tonight, so I got the Mets to win. War crime on a Friday night. You're damn right. Fuck my Rob man on second base, Manfred. Okay, but we got deGrom pitching on a Friday night. There's no way in hell I'm not watching Jacob deGrom. If the Yankees aren't on, I'm watching Jacob deGrom. That's as a Yankee fan, you got to respect it. If I don't root for the Yankees, I root for the Mets. RJ knows that. There's never bad blood, man. It's New York everything when it comes to baseball. Let's keep it pushing. Race 6. Here we go.
7.
Real
7.
quick. No.
Okay.
Real quick, because I didn't talk more about this 5 horse here. Okay. What I think about infinite potential. What I'm scared about, I should say, is the 6 horse. Like you said, Angelo. Okay. That's my second choice. Yeah, he got picked up by Todd Pletcher. Todd Pletcher off the claim is scary. Now, Todd Pletcher off the claim in races less than 7 furlongs, almost as scary as Clairvit Stables and Chad Brown and Irad on the grass. But off the claim with a horse running mile and a 16th his last time out. Okay, so what that tells me is beforehand, 7 furlongs on the turf. Okay. Pull him out. Mile and a 16th. Look at who his jockey was both times. Luis Contreras. Luis Contreras, not a bad jockey on the circuit. Good jockey. What you're doing is you're making the switch here to Luis Zayas. What you're telling me as Todd Pletcher making that switch to Luis Zayas is that you want the lead. So what you're telling me is that when that gate opens, this 6 horse is going to say, come and catch me at a mile and a 16th. And I do not believe he's going to play the come and catch me game. But I think he is the key to our pace. Mm-hmm. So I think there is a good chance at a 5-6 exacta. I think there's a good chance at a 5-6-3, 5-3-6, somewhere in that range. I think the 3 horse at 8-1 Overlook Road with Jimmy Kimmel. I think he has a chance to make it in the money. I think that's a good value horse to put 3, 5, 6 if I would play this race if I were you. So race number 7.
You want me to take over?
Tell me what you think.
All right, so we're going 7 furlongs on the dirt. We got an allowance race here, Belmont Park, race 7. I got the 9126. I actually have I've got a pretty nice little note here. I like the horses here, but they're very unpredictable. I would box the 9126 super here. I'm going for a superfecta 9126, and then I'm going to box the 9, the 1 and the 2 as well in an exacta. I like the 9 Whispering Pines. You got Jose Ortiz on it. He's had Ortiz ride him before. Big flop last time, but he hated Pimlico, and they raced at Pimlico a couple of times. He didn't like it, and he was a very chalky loser. And that's going to sour some people. Really going to sour some people. I also got the 1 Intrigue. He's got some good pedigree. So, horses like that's got some really good pedigree, and they were very game in their starts are they're going to be very active in this field of just some winners, some losers. I also like Love and Love. You got Eric Cancel. He's got the best speed figures, and he's very fast, and he's cutting distance. So Cancel might, I think this is a horse that at the end he may not show up as a clear winner on somebody's tag, but then when he wins, people are going to be like, "Oh, how did I miss that horse? How did I miss that horse?" But the reason that you're missing that horse is because it's got Eric Cancel on the ride. But Love and Love, the number 2 horse, best speed figures. He's fast and he's cutting distance. I like that. I like that in the horse because I think they'll let him go. And then I have the 6th subsidiary, Rodriguez Castro on the mount. He's beaten other horses in this field, but like I said, the horses here are super unpredictable. I don't know if you heard me say this, Dylan, but I'm boxing the 9126 for a super here because I think those are or the best 4. And yeah, I mean, I spouted as much as I can possibly can about these races. So tell me what you're looking at for race 7.
So real quick, I won't go into too much detail here because I landed pretty squarely, and I landed pretty bullishly on the 1, on treat, on trot, on treat, on trut. However you want to say this 1 horse by Joel Rosario, Chad Brown, and Juddmonte Farms. That's pretty much all I needed. You know, that's pretty much all I needed. When I looked at this, the past performance, okay. This is 7 furlongs. His last race out, the 1 horse raced at 6 furlongs. Churchill Downs, Belmont, pretty comparable. 6 to 7. Okay, stretching out by a furlong. People say, "Oh, it's only a furlong." That matters. That does matter. That matters. It matters in time. It matters in fractions. It matters in everything in the handicapper's aspect. A furlong matters. So, with that being said, do I think this horse can handle it? Yes, because he won by half a length last time, a little over half a length going out. My biggest thing here is his early speed. Okay, so 91 fraction. What I look at when I see how he broke, it says to me pinched four wide. Okay, so he was pinched at the gate. So if this horse breaks clean, the hardest jockey, in my opinion, when they break clean is Joel Rosario.
Yeah. I totally agree with you there. I actually believe I switched the 1 and 9. So I actually got the 1 here. The thing that's going to be rough about this race is you got some short prices. So that is another reason why I'm boxing these horses, because I really think it's going to be either a 2 to 3 horse race, the 9, the 1, and the 2.
I think a lot of people are going to hammer the 2. And I don't necessarily think there's value on the 2. Mm-hmm. You know, I left the 2 out of my top 4. I went 1, 8, 9, 6. I know the 2 was your third choice, mm-hmm. but I didn't love what I looked at with the 2, mm-hmm. personally. So I think, yes, I think the 2 is going to take money, but I think when it comes down to it, he's not going to be the one running.
It's got to be Eric Cancel. He's got to make some choices here. He's going to have to decide where he's going to want to race, because they're saying, hey, maybe he can lay off the pace a little bit, and he's got the speed to make up. Well, hey, look, he's racing Joel Rosario. So at some point, you're going to have to decide. You're going to have to take that chance maybe a bit early, but you're going to have to take some chances here, because Rosario is going to be on the best horse. He's going to be on a super, super quick horse. And that's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem for him. And it's Eric Cancel's first time riding this horse that's been, ridden almost over double digits. You know,
I tell you what, and you know, my biggest thing, especially, I just want to touch on your 9 real quick, Whispering Pines. Mm-hmm. I don't, like I said, that's my third choice. I like Whispering Pines. Why, when people look at it and they say, why do you have Midtown Rose, the 8 horse who's 6 to 1? Why do you have that over Whispering Pines? Because in my opinion, Whispering Pines, I mean, you look at the fraction, this horse hasn't won in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times out. The 9 hasn't won. The 8 won its last time out. And it's going from Irad, who likely would be riding the 8 tomorrow. But now you get Javi, because Irad's injured. So I think 1, 8, 9 is a nice box here. I do. I think my horse, your horse, and the 8 is the second best choice. And if you look on paper, the 8 is 6 to 1. I think the 8 is a very good horse. And let me tell you right now, if you are a horse racing fan and you are not tuned to Safi Joseph, you're not a horse racing fan, because let me tell you right now, Safi Joseph is coming, man. He's coming. He's the man. He knows what he's doing. Him, and I want to give a shout out to Ray Handle. Right now, if you're looking at a race and you see horses with odds, but you get a Ray Handle horse or you get a Safi Joseph Jr. horse, those two horses, despite the odds, put them in the money. Exactas, triples, all they do is put out money makers, man. I'll put it out right now. I love those two trainers. They're young. They're about mine and RJ's age. They are good trainers. They know what they're doing, and they're here to make money. And that's the biggest thing between trainers of old and trainers of now. Trainers of old, they're all right cashing in purses. Trainers of now, they're winning for the next race. They're winning for the big race. And that's what I can appreciate as a handicapper.
I think we're good.
All right. Race 8. This is the big one of the day, the only big one of the day. The $100,000 Dancing Renee Stakes going 6 furlongs on the dirt. I got it 5-6-1-3. RJ has it 4-5-6-1. RJ, tell me why you like the 4. Ruvies in Time.
So I like Ruvies in Time for the same reason you like Entree or Entreat. Entreat? I like him for the same time.
I think it's Entreat. Watch. When they go off, they'll go Entrate.
So this is a sprinter horse. It's a horse that wants to get out to a lead and wants to run. Who better to have on the mount than Rosario? It's a 3-time winner since last year. It's been a 3-time winner since last year. So I think it comes out with Joel. It's sprinting. It's 6 furlongs in the dirt. You know, we're not going that far. And these are my races. This is where I think the money is to be made here, because we got the sprinter horses here. We're going to the horses that are going to go. They're going to fly. And Joel Rosario on a horse that wants to fly, I think that's a match made in heaven. That's why I got the 4 here. But hey, 5 Sadie Lady, first time with riding with the Ortiz, and it's a big drop in class for him. So I'm in a box of 4-5 here. Holy crap, though. This is going to be a race. This is going to be a race that we're going to get head to head, and we're going to be like, oh man, can you believe that? I'm definitely going to be watching this race a couple times over, because there's some big horses here that have disappointed or haven't shown that much potential yet that are going to show out, and they're going to be like, hey, this horse had potential, but now it's a stakes winner, and we can go forward from there. We can go forward
without a doubt. And like I said at the beginning of everything, is races 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8. I mean, there's chances in all of those races. You're seeing a horse step up. You're seeing a horse win that race, and they are going forward. So in race 8 here, I mean, this is it's not a graded stakes race, but it's $100,000 stakes race still in New York. And I mean, you're getting some good, like you said, I landed on Sadie Lady, however they say it, Jose Ortiz. So these races are tough, man. 6 furlongs. No,
I was just going to say,
this is your pocket. This is,
I know.
If you're sitting at home and you're looking, if you're dealing right, a 6 furlong race or 6.5, 7 furlong race on the dirt is RJ's pocket aces. Me personally, I want
the longer little
on the turf.
Yeah.
I want 7 furlongs on the turf. I am a turf guy. So these dirt races, I tend to go with RJ, but here I went with the 5 because I think he's coming out of the grade 3 vagrancy stakes race. And I think just based on form and on paper, that's the best race any of these horses are coming out of. And that was kind of what I landed on, was that based on who he ran against, and he came in second. Okay, he came in second to Visitomo. I believe I'm saying that. Yeah. Vicitomo. Here we go. The 5 horse here is what I'm landing on, and that's what I'm going with.
But I even think the 6 espresso shot with Castellano on the horse, disappointing last effort, but it was wet. You know, that's a big problem. It loves the fast dirt. If Belmont is playing fast this weekend, you know, and even Fierce Lady, that's a stakes winner, but he's got to keep, the problem with Saez is he's got to keep pace with those big 3. That's what I got as my notes here. Saez has to keep pace. That's going to be the problem for Fierce Lady at the 1.
I
worried
don't
about that.
disagree. I don't disagree because I do. I have the 6 as the second choice.
Mhm.
I do like the 5, 6, 1. I like your horse as well. But when I looked at it, my thing with the 6 and the 1 was that I didn't like their previous competition. I didn't like their previous pedigree. So if you look at it, right, the 1 horse, let's start here. Let's start with the 1 Fierce Lady. Do I think this is Luis Zayas? Luis Zayas is always dangerous. Okay, let's get that out of the way. But his last race was a $45,000 claiming race, allowance claiming race. He's going up to $100,000 today. Keep that out there. The 6 horse. All right, last race $200,000, stepping down. Race before that $97,000. So he stepped up from $97,000 to $200,000. Came in 6th after finishing 1st. Okay, but who did he finish 1st to? Love and Love, Critic Blue. I don't know those horses. Do you know those horses?
Love and Love is going to be in the race before it. That's it.
That's it.
That's
all we know. That's all we know. So that for me is, enough to like I said, and this is, it's horse racing, man. Everybody, it's apples and oranges. It's what do you find in the program that gives you the winner? What all we are trying to do here is give you what we see, we believe, what we think. So for me, I am going to land on the 5. I think RJ is pretty much spot on here with the 4. I think the 4's got a real shot. I do like the 4, and I'm gonna do a nice little 4-5 exacta. That's what I'm doing.
I like it too.
Race 9, RJ, talk to me. Race 9.
All right, so we're going 6 furlongs on the inner turf. Here, we're winding down, baby. We're almost there. We're back done. We're back on that home stretch, right? What do we got here? 80K? Was that a claimer? Optional claimer?
Yes, sir. $80,000 optional claiming, 6 furlongs on the inner turf.
I got 5, 12, 8, 9. What do you have?
I got 12, 5, 10, 11.
You know what that tells me? That tells me I'm boxing the 5 and 12. That's exactly what that means.
Right away. Exactly
I like
what
battle.
we're doing.
I like Manny Franco on the 5 battle station. It's old, but it's a threat.
Don't talk to me about the 8 and 9,
okay.
Just like I won't talk to you about the 10 or the 11. Let's just talk about the 5 and the 12. So you talk to me about the 5, I'll talk to you about the 12.
Okay. So I do
what do you like about that?
I like it. It's an old horse. It's going to be the oldest horse in the class.
Battle station, battle tested.
Exactly. A threat. Seems to be at the right place at the right time. That's all you need. And Manny Franco seems to be at the right place at the right time a lot. Those things to me kind of scare me. And then duress.
It won this race last time out.
Exactly. The 12 duress has Saez on him. Tactical speed. 1 in November.
I told you not to talk about the 12.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. The 8, right? No, which one did you tell me not to talk about?
The 12. That's my horse.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You talk about your 5 battle station. I'll talk about my 12.
But I do want to talk about. I do want to talk about the
ladies and gentlemen.
I do want to talk about this 9 Ragtime Blues Castellano. It's a $500,000 purchase by Bob Baffert. $500,000 purchase by Bob Baffert. It didn't work out though.
Not at all.
It didn't work out. 0-4 on the turf, and Bob Baffert says, "Get the hell out of my stable. I can't put enough more steroids in you to be running. You're 0-4."
No comment.
No. Hey, Baffert's a great guy. Look, Gamine is my favorite horse. So Baffert's always keeping a special place in my heart. But I like that it's a $500,000 per. We got some horses that have been up for some dough. That have really been up for some dough.
Early in the year too. Early in the year. That's all right. So sure.
Tell me about the 12 duress.
So for me, when I looked at this race, this was one of those other races. I could have put that on my list as a tougher rate. Like I said, races 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. My toughest races. This was on the cusp. This was very close. For me, duress, why I landed on this horse, Louis Zayas, plain and simple. I think Louis ran this horse before at a mile on the turf. So since running on a mile on the turf, this horse has done nothing but run less than. So I think that's the important part for me here is that it's getting to its distance that it's consistently raced at. And it just finished first by a head to Bourbon Currency. Okay. Bourbon Currency is arguably the best horse anybody in this field has faced.
Did it win a stakes race, Bourbon Currency?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I knew that name. The name ring a bell.
If you put Bourbon Currency in this race, it's a 3 to 5 favorite. So we're talking about it. Now, did he beat him by a head? Sure. Did he get the best trip? Sure. Did he get a bob? Sure. Whatever excuses you want to make. But what that tells me is this horse is moving forward. So my key component to this race is if you look at it, last time out, Jose rode this horse. Why is Jose leaving a horse he just won on? Because his brother's hurt. So Jose's going to take his brother's mount. So who is the second option? If Jose can't ride 12, it's Louis Zayas.
The thing that
arguably right now, one of the best jockeys at Belmont.
No. Oh, dude. Louis Zayas. I remember last year I was like, damn. Luis Saez, you got to be aware of Luis. I was texting you about, damn, it's Luis Saez, man. He's just winning races that these horses that he's got, they're not the chalkiest in the field. He never wins with a chalky horse. The horses that he wins with are never chalky. They've always got some money on them. And they have always got some meat off the bone.
So for me, that's where I'm landing. In race 9, I'm hammering. I am going to hammer the 12 to win here. Mm-hmm. I think the 12 wins. I think he wins well. So that's one of the horses. I have it starred. I have it circled. I have it squared. I'm hammering it. I'm going to go ahead and play a 12-5 exacta. This is why, before we shot this video for everybody out there, I did text RJ and I told him, I think this is a week where we're going to exact the box a lot of horses. I think this is a week where we both pick 1 and 2 very frequently. So if you're out there and you're watching this, you're watching this, you're reading our articles, you're doing whatever you got to do to win some money, box our picks for 10 races. Because let me tell you, a $2 exacta box for 10 races, not going to cost you that. Not going to cost you that much. $40. You're talking $4 a race. Okay. $2 exacta box races 1 through 10. That's $4 a race, 4 times 10, 4 times 5, whatever you want to do. That's what you get.
Hey, and if you don't like
whether you want to do $1 or $2.
Exactly. I also don't want people to miss that 8 horse. The 2nd of July with Junior Alvarado, upset winner in a stakes race. So hold on.
That's in race 9, right? That's in race 9.
Race 9. I would be, I'd be a little wary about him. But look, these races, they're not like stakes races. So they're going to come at a shock. There's going to be someone that pulls out that you're like, God damn, I did not see that coming.
So, absolutely. When you look at a race, when you look at a card like what we have this week in comparison to last week, okay, this is one of those weeks where it's like, all right, so you and I, right? Well, hypothetically speaking, you and I pick race 7. You got 9-1. I got 1-8-9. So we box 1-8-9 together. The 6 horse wins at 27-1, because that's what this week is potential to be. What we're doing is we're giving you, and if you look through the card, RJ and I both gave everybody some bombers. We gave people 10-1, 16-1, 14-1, 12-1. We gave out a lot of bombers in our top 4s throughout this. So there is money to be had. I want to put that out there. There is money to be had this week. Promise you that. Race 10. Race okay. 10. RJ, let me tell you something about race 10.
Tell me.
$45,000 maiden claiming going 1 1/16 mile on the turf. I have it 6-5 4, 8. RJ has 11, 2, 6, 3. Real quick, before you get into it, I'm going to tell you about why I like the 6 bear. Joel Rosario, Christophe Clement. Christophe Clement on the turf. That's all I have to tell you. Go ahead, RJ. Tell me why you like the 11.
So it's the most game horse, but it should already be a winner, right? It should be a winner, and it's not a winner yet. So there is a concern here that this horse just doesn't want to be a winner. And that's something that I'm a little concerned about with him. But I think it's the most game horse. But I am fixated on that 6 just because it's loved by experts in the field. They're really digging this horse, and it's got Rosario on its first mount. There's something about that screams to me that they know. They know.
Christophe Clement, first timer. So here's one thing before you continue. One thing I do want to touch on is I particularly never, ever, ever like taking a maiden horse that has not raced before against a field where everybody has essentially raced before. Because what that's telling me is that this horse has never broke out of a gate with a lot of horses. So if you look at this field right now on paper, this field is set for 16 horses. There's MTOs, so main track onlys, because in case it rains, whatever. So come tomorrow, we are going to have a lot of scratches, but I bet you there's still probably, providing trainer scratches, there's probably 10 to 12 horses in this race. So to break from a gate of 10 horses as a horse that's never broke from a gate with any horses before is something I'm concerned about with the 6. So here, this isn't, I picked the 6, but this isn't like I picked the 6 and I love the 6. I'm picking the 6 because I love Joel Rosario. I love Christophe Clement on the turf with first timers. Strictly hunch play here. I think your 11 makes a ton of sense. I think the 11 is arguably one of the better horses. The only thing that makes me nervous is Junior Alvarado, because I think the 11 has the best speed in the race, but I don't know if Junior uses it. That's my only concern, is if Junior can't break for the front, what does this horse do?
I know. This is a problem too. It's got Kendrick Carmouche on a couple of the last rides, and it's just
if Kendrick Carmouche is on him, you know his ass is out the gate. So what's Junior gonna do here that Kendrick couldn't?
No, I know. That is bothering me. I do like the 2 here, Sweet Franny Lou. I think it's an experienced horse that will show up. I think maybe if a couple of the horses get into a pissing contest, this is a horse that can show up and is just like, hey, I won. You know what I mean? It's just like one of the horses that the 2 horses at the front, they fight each other out, and then the horse shows up at the end and is like, oh, I guess I won.
See, that's an excellent pick, because for the exact reason why you said you like the 2 Sweet Franny Lou is why my second choice is the 5 Lady Manhattan, because I feel like these fractions are going to be burning.
Pletcher and Castellano, man.
Up front. And look at that late buyer figure, RJ. That's a 38 early to a 92 late. So if
Castellano could do this at the end of the race.
From the clouds. Clouds.
I'll see you.
Down the center of the track.
All right. I'll see you.
Yeah.
I also yeah. Tell me.
All right. So the 5, that was my biggest piece on it, was it's one of those, and as somebody like me that reads a lot of programs, Tonalist, man. Tonalist is one of those horses that sires so many horses that have that devastating late kick. And you're telling me Todd Pletcher and Javi Castellano?
No.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This is tough. This is tough for me. I think, as much as, like I said, I picked the 6. My second choice was the 5, but it was like neck and neck. Like, I could have flipped the coin. Heads, I land on the 6. Tails, I land on the 5.
I also like the 3 here, Blind Sight, Lescano on a 10-1. That's a horse. A lot of the horses fight it out. Lescano, hey, Jose Lescano wins. And then you're wondering, what race did Jose Lescano win last week? Oh, he won the race 9 where the horses were fighting and the Lescano just sped up the middle and he won. So and he's 10-1. I think I wrote here 10-1 Lescano. That's a guarantee in the money. So don't forget about that 10. But like you said, there's going to be a lot of pile up.
One more horse. One more
Tell
horse
me.
before we wrap up here. One more horse I want to let everybody know about is 4. And I want to let them know because this is a horse that can wire the field. This horse has never had Jose on him.
Okay.
This horse is going at a 105 early buyer speed. It's by David Dunk. Reason why I bring this up, because David Dunk, shout out the Jets. David Dunk, huge Jets fan. Wears his Jets hat every single time he cashes horses in the winner's circle. So I want to put that out there for my boy. But I really think if all hell breaks loose at a mile and a 16th in the 10th race, if all hell breaks loose and everybody and their grandmother lets the 4 horse run free, he's gone. I want to put that out there now. A horse that's 6-1 right now, if he gets free, this 4 horse, he is gone. Nobody's catching him. He's going to win the race. So for me, again, I land on the 6. I land on the 654. I'm going to box the exacta 654. I'm going to box the 654 11 exacta. I'm going to put RJ's 11 in it, and we're going to go from there. But let me just tell you, if you are leaving the 4 off this ticket,
don't do it.
Not smart. It's not smart.
No.
David Dunk.
And there we go.
RJ, man, as always, thank you. I just want to give a quick shout out to the Mets playing some great baseball. I'm going to let you take the last couple minutes. Talk about your Metis, man. Give me a couple minutes here on your Metis. Why are they so fucking good?
Hey, look, the only reason that they're good is because in past years, they've been like, hey, let's hit a bunch of home runs and play really bad defense, but our starting pitching will pick me up. And then we have a really bad bullpen. And this year it's more, hey, let's play really good defense, have a really good starting pitching, maybe score 4 runs, and we'll let the bullpen figure it out. And the bullpen's been great. I don't know why DeGrom is out of the game after 6 innings, but, they've been great. And that's, whenever a team scores 4 runs and then they're like 25, I think the Mets are like 25-6 after scoring like 4 runs or something like that. So it's a team that they like getting leads and like sitting on leads. It's almost kind of like Yankees of past years, right? They would get a lead and then you go Green, but Betances when he could throw, and then Chapman, game over, sayonara. So this is a team that likes to shift. The Mets are like the most shifting team. I think they shift more than the Rays, or like it's very close. They shift.
Let me ask you why I got you. What is your biggest concern for the Mets going forward?
Biggest concern is going to be how they keep bats in the lineup and how they keep their bullpen in shape, because the Mets are riddled with injuries right now. They're starting Kevin Pillar, Billy McKinney, and
Billy McKinney been swinging it all right.
No, he's been great. But it's like, how long can how long can that happen? I'm a bit concerned that you're going to run the bullpen out there too much, right? They got 3 guys with Stroman, Walker, and DeGrom that are all stars, and then fourth and fifth time, the 4th starter, 5th starter, it's like, if they can get 7 outs, it's like, we're giving them a standing ovation because it's been so bad. But they're being carried a little bit by their defense and their starting pitching, which, that's as a Mets fan, to hear that their defense, because for so long, man, the Mets defense has just been so shoddy. But now they got a good defense. They got guys that want to be out there, and they got a good vibe around them. Citi Field is rocking. They're winning games at Citi. They know they can win games. That's important. Tatis just hit a double. God damn it, he's good, man. He's a stud. But I think the biggest issue for the Mets is going to be, can their bullpen withstand it? Can they withstand the injuries? Because Michael Conforto's not back yet. That's a problem. Jeff McNeil's not back yet. That's a problem. They got to get some reinforcements coming fast, because they got a gauntlet. I think they play like 35 games in the next 32 days or whatever, against like the Cubs, the Braves, the Phillies, the National. We're playing some teams that, you ain't playing the Arizona Diamondbacks anymore. You got to win some games against some teams that are going to be good. So,
I love it because I got to ask you these questions. My mom's husband, Rodney, he's a huge Mets fan. So to get the Mets some love here, I know the Mets deserve it. They're playing
Jake
a
Cronenworth
lot better
hit a
than the
2-run home
Yankees.
run.
They're playing a lot better than the Yankees are playing right now. So I just had to give you a minute to talk about your Mets. Give them a plug.
Let's go Mets,
As
man.
always.
Let's go. Let's win a division here. Let's win some playoff games, and maybe you can sneak your way into to a World Series again.
Maybe. All right, listen. Hey, man. As always, RJ, thank you, brother. I love you.
Sayonara. It's been a pleasure, brother.
We will see everybody week 3 coming at you next week.
Peace, man.